Hey everybody, this is Tim from Enlightenment Companies. I wanted to talk today about labor units. There's a lot of different factors that people may or may not think about. They also use labor units to plan out and project manage jobs. Well, we're putting our estimates together here at Enlightenment Companies. We use NECA as a standard that we go off of. Ultimately, every team, every company, and a lot of times even every project has different things that go into what you need to use for your labor rates, how much labor it actually takes to do each task and each thing. And what people often struggle with when they're first getting into commercial estimating and bigger projects is wrapping their head around what that really means. You know, there's different measurements and standards. We use NECA, but you have to really figure out for yourself what it takes for your team to get things done, how effective, how efficient they are. And so when you think about how the schedule works, first of all, so you have your estimate, say you have 1,000 hours. You know, you don't usually just say, okay, well, this project's going to take X amount of weeks, which is basically just 1,000 hours divided by 40, divided by the amount of heads I'm having work on the project. It's really not that simple as far as scheduling is concerned. You have to figure out, you know, when the project's going to get held up. You have to also really keep in mind, you know, do I have journeymen on this, you know? How efficient are all my people? All that stuff comes into play. Really, if you're using a good software, we use EBM, PlanSwift, and then we also use AccuBid, LiveCount, and we use ConS. Either way, when you use an actual estimating software, it's very simple to adjust your overall labor burden, and just you can change that percentage real easily. And you really can do that if you say you're running 5 different teams. You can do that for each team. And if you're tracking your closeouts for your projects and your jobs, you'll actually know how they perform to the NECA rates, and you can understand where to set them and how to actually bid work, knowing you're going to use them as a resource. You know, it's not always fair to charge the customer for a team that's a little less efficient, but it's economics and the livelihood of your business and the success of your business you have to protect. It's really something you can use as a tool to manage your labor force, as far as if you're not hitting the standards that are set, or if you're not continuing to make it a little bit better, or if you add a new person into the mix and it seems to have really affected your closeout for how much labor it takes to get a job done after you estimate it. These are all the things that really get summed up in efficiency. The efficiency of your team. And you have to apply that efficiency and communicate that efficiency back to your estimating team. And if you have a third-party estimating team, it's just as important as if you had an in-house estimating team, because we can adjust and change your estimate based on the efficiencies you want us to use. I kind of want to touch on this. It's a super detailed conversation or super detailed exercise to understand where you really fall in this. And it's part of what you use to create your winning recipe in the future on winning bids and ultimately making money, not just winning bids and surviving. Use it as a tool to drive performance in your team. Use it as a tool to have good pricing for your customers. Use it as a tool to schedule and project manage. And you have to communicate all that stuff back to your estimating team, because they're the ones that are really setting the goalposts for how long a project will take. Have a good day, and thanks for listening.